This will be a brief video going over the vehicle's blueprints. The vehicle blueprints has been built up to house multiple assets that the vehicle can switch between depending on player preferences. So everything is modular and can be switched out into different other vehicle blueprints whenever that is needed. To go on to the main chassis is where all the vehicle blueprints gets plugged into. That just takes where it houses the bone joints to move the wheels and make sure the suspension runs with the models and doesn't break it or look unrealistic. To go over to the blueprint build, so this is with the graph editor. These are all the blueprints. We've got vehicle movement, this self-explanatory. Then we've got a camera rig. This allows the camera to switch to two different types. One is an orbiting camera, and the other one is just a follow cam, which we use for gameplay purposes. However, the orbit cam can be used for taking shots or seeing if other parts of the vehicle are working or not. We've got sound. These are all the sound blueprints. These are the areas where it takes vehicle movements and engine rotation. Depending on what the vehicle's doing, it will react accordingly within the game. So sound comes out more like as a real life. So if the car revs, you'll hear the engine rev. Here we have the engine load. So if it stalls or goes slower, it'll react accordingly. And then we have vehicle speed put into tyre roll. So depending on how fast you're going, you'll make more tyre noise. Then over here we have vehicle steering. So this is set up to the vehicle turning movements. So it can it turns the front wheels and steering wheel. So everything is in sequence. This is also plugged into the gauges, but haven't been built. This is a basic respawn blueprint. Here is a Boolean on the ground blueprint setup. This is going to tell the vehicle if it's on the ground to act out certain commands, all down into these bits. So it's got vehicle speed on the particle effects, and then if it's on the ground, then the particle effects are allowed to fire. And the particle effects work through a line trace, which sets up and picks up on what physical materials set down to if it's on the ground and other areas. And it's got 4, so these will all have an emitter by each one of these sockets, which have been placed in the mesh set, and they all have sockets placed near the wheels. So that's where the line trace will fire down into and emit from. So this is the impact. So event on hit, and these are all the sections it will go through, depending on how fast it's going, and it will make a louder impact sound, along with when on impact, it finds where the impact is and then emits a particle and a sound from that point. Then we have a landing. So this is when the vehicle lands, it has a small suspension compression. So it finds out, has the vehicle left the ground, and then once it hits the ground again, it'll set off that sound. And this is braking. So this is quite simple. It just, if you press a button, as in spacebar, it will set off the braking sound with the ground blueprint, so the vehicle would have to be on the ground, so the braking audio would come into play, and all the rest.